Hi, this is Nathan with Adorama Rentals. We're here with Dan from Blackmagic, and we're going to talk about this revolutionary new cinema camera that they have. Tell us about what brought this on. It came from nowhere. No one was expecting it. It's really exciting news.
It's kind of our left hook out of nowhere. People were expecting to see things like our Terran X boxes we've come out with, and obviously new Thunderbolt technology. What we've really done here is we've been obviously hooking the camera for 10 years, and we've been moving more into acquisition with things like our Hyperdeck line, and this was really kind of a natural evolution. It's a solid state disc recorder as opposed to CF or obviously film, so it's got that technology. It's using Cinema DNG RAW 12-bit, which we've been doing with Resolve. We've also been experimenting with obviously ProRes and DNX HD on our Hyperdeck Studios, so it's got multiple flavors of recording formats. It's got Thunderbolt on it. Obviously we've been a big pusher and developer of Thunderbolt products, so it's got that on there. We wanted to have something that had a higher than HD video resolution, so we've got this great 2.5K chip on there, so you can do that in the Cinema DNG RAW, or even when you're going to ProRes or DNX HD, you've got that really high quality. It's got a high dynamic range, 13 stops on the camera. Everything we've built is about making this high technology camera and really thinking about a workflow-oriented process. So I have options. It's an EF or ZF compatible. I can choose which kind of formats I want to record to. I have all these flexibility and options that you don't always sometimes get with cameras, but at a price of $2,995, it's a very accessible camera. So like the Canon cameras and like these they're great cameras, but this is very workflow centric, and it lets people talk about a film and kind of a really video workflow that wasn't accessible. Or guys that were renting cameras, they're still going to rent those cameras, but here's a camera they can own with that same kind of workflow and feel that they had before.
And tell me about the interface, the touchscreen interface.
Yeah, again, wanting to make this being a really good-looking but high-tech camera. You look at a lot of cameras. There's a billion buttons. They're very intimidating. And people don't necessarily know everything what they're doing. This is all touchscreen driven, so there are a few buttons, but really everything is about everyone knows how to work an iPhone. Everyone knows how to and to be able to go in and say, I want take 2. Scene 3, and I want every take to auto update. That's all driven by this really great touchscreen. The viewfinder's all there. All of your menu controls are there. So again, wanting to make it, something that people are already familiar with, even though it really is this kind of brand new, out of left field acquisition device.
Okay, one last question. Can you tell me about the sensor? Who did you work with for that?
It's kind of a little sensitive information that we're not going to share, but the long and the short of it was it was a really high-tech sensor that was made for like outer space, and it's not a traditional us going and finding something that's been used a million times. It's something that is a really high-tech property that really the biggest part for us was having to convince these guys that rather than selling 10 a year at tens of thousands of dollars, that it was about selling thousands of these, and it was a new model for them, but it's a great technology that we can't talk about too much, but is it's with that high dynamic range, has really just knocked your socks off.
Great. And is this the start of a new era? Are you guys going into cameras now? Or?
I think that like most things Blackmagic does, we like to make a solid footprint into anything that we dive into. I don't want to commit to the fact that we're going to have 12 new cameras next year, but at the same time, everything that we've done, whether that been capture cards, mini converters, DaVinci Resolve, we are very committed to making really premium products, and I don't see that stopping for Blackmagic anytime soon.
Great. Well, it's an exciting debut, so thanks so much.
No problem at all.